Okay, as Angie pointed out, welcome everyone to our call. I love our first Tuesday, our first week of the month, because it's our testimonial calls. And to host us today, we have someone on the West Coast and the presenters on the East Coast. So I love how technology works. The members we have in the definitely not so wonderful people. So I'll turn the time over to Jerry, who's going to be the host of this call, and then he'll be introducing our speaker today.
So thank you very much, Stu. I'm just kind of talking to my wife a little bit earlier, and I'd kind of like to be on the Western Coast, which is about where you are, instead of in Oregon right now, because it's been kind of cold and rainy here the last few days. So I'm working on that. So anyway, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure hosting these calls. And I think especially like Stu said, the testimony calls, because I think that, when we hear what our products are doing for other people, just kind of like what we were talking about right now, I think it really helps make the opportunity that we have in our hands just that much more special. I'd like to introduce Aaron Kozmits, who, I don't know, I think there's so much to say about Aaron. I'm having a hard time picking within the time frame I have. Aaron and I met a number of years ago at another company, and he's been here with us at Actives from the very beginning, 2018. And over that time, Aaron and I have gotten to know each other very well. And not only has he become just an incredible business partner, he's become a very close friend of mine and my family's. But I've also come to understand Aaron as just being one of the most passionate, caring people that I think I've ever met. And when you get to know Aaron and you meet him, one of the things you'll see is, he's just very open. He's very honest. He's very pure with how he talks to people. And he's a very caring person. And he does have an amazing testimony. So I don't want to take up too much more of his time, but just know that the person you're about to hear from is probably one of the best people I've met in my life. So Aaron, please take it away.
And Aaron, we can't hear you. I'm not sure if it's just on my end.
Maybe he just wants me to keep talking about him. So.
Hey, you're doing such a great job.
It's easy when it's true. He just disconnected, so hopefully he's going to rejoin us here.
Yeah, and looks like he's just rejoining now. So
yep.
Don't worry, everyone. You will want to hold on the line and hear.
This is helping build the suspense.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, sweet. That was. I'm actually glad I'm glad my computer microphone is on the fritz, because it gave me a second to compose myself. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you for that. No. It's taken me a long time to get to a place where I can tell this whole story. I am going to first start with saying I suffer from something called pseudo-bulbar affect, and it's also called the crying disease. So sometimes when I'm nervous, I'll laugh, and sometimes I'll cry, and it's just how I've always been. I'm not going to start at the beginning and give you this long story, but I'm a Gen Xer. I was born in '73, 2 brothers and a sister, and wonderful parents. My dad was a Marine before he met my mom. Came home and had a bunch of kids, and then he was a police officer for the beginning of my life. And he suffered trauma in the battlefield, untold trauma. And then a lot of really bad things happened in the police force. So we didn't understand PTSD back then. And it was really difficult to watch my hero, my 6'4", big as a door dad, crumble in public, like I'm a fraction away from doing now. But he would do it. And like he was like a pastor or a ministerial servant in our church. And he'd be on stage and it would just be the most painful experience for him to break down. And the whole congregation was, dying inside. So fast forward to some better stuff. My dad called me in 2012 and he told him about something that helped his PTSD. The reason that's special is because that church we used to belong to, I kind of got excommunicado or disfellowshipped or whatever you want to call it. And so I've had no contact with my dad for 25 years, except for in 2012 when he called me and told me about Dr. McCord's first product. Now I'm going to back up a little bit to 1998. I married Kate a year previous. She was in Okinawa. She was stationed there at the Marine Corps base, Camp Hansen. And a drunk driver, I was in Orlando at the time, and a drunk driver put me into a coma with 25 broken bones and a shattered neck and spine and titanium rebuilt arm. And I was in a coma for a month with really bad traumatic brain injury and stuff. It was a nightmare. And so not to get all sappy on you guys, but there was a time when I was in the hospital bed where I didn't know if I'd walk again. And then it took, months of inpatient rehab, and I lived there. And then there was outpatient rehab that I went to for a lot of months. And I mean, it was pretty miraculous that I just survived and made it out, relatively so okay. So as you can imagine, 1998, I actually had a doctor say to me, "We've got this new drug coming out for you. We've got this new drug coming out, and it's going to be perfect for people like you who are in chronic pain. It's not that addictive. It lasts almost all day. It's just really," he talked up this drug. Well, it ended up being OxyContin. Because my injuries were so bad, I was prescribed like 300 milligrams of OxyContin every single day, along with 2 different kinds of benzodiazepine drugs, and Percocet, and muscle relaxers, and nerve stuff, and then all of the drugs for all the side effects for all those drugs, the constipation and the headaches and just the nightmare of it all. But I saw light when in 2012, my dad told me about it. So I seeked out Dr. McCord's first product. And I even remember where I was when I actually heard about what Dr. McCord and Erwin Friedrich their discovery. They basically discovered how we age at the subatomic level. I mean, they got so deep that this is just such an incredible. So I learned about Nerve2 and Nerve2 activation, and I knew that this was the beginning of getting off all these medications. And it took me, like 10 years. But when I was with that company, with Jerry, with that first product, I started Nerve2 Veterans because I saw right away this is what my dad was talking about. And then I started doing research, and I'm seeing all these correlations of oxidative stress and traumatic brain injuries and tar pit exposure, and just everything that our veterans suffer with. It can be helped by Nerve2. And coincidentally, the Naval Research Center did test Dr. McCord's first product. So that was pretty exciting. So I'm in this company, and 2012 is actually when David Brown and Ryan Thompson left that company. But there was still some magic there, and it was a beautiful company. I made friends for life. Jerry, I miss it a little bit, and I don't like it a little bit, but I'm grateful to it for all the people it brought into my life. It's just incredible. So I'm in that company, and I find out, actually, I was so enamored with that first product that when I heard about Dr. McCord's other Nerf2 activators, I actually wouldn't look at it. It conflicted with the narrative in my head that our product was the best. And then my critical thinking just got the best of me. I'm like, no, I have to look at this. So, the most wonderful thing in the world, I reached out to Dr. McCord. He's amazing. Pathways Bioscience has a veteran discount that has been used hundreds of times. And Dr. McCord's given me, at least 100 bottles of his Nerf2 activators, and discounted huge orders by huge amounts. It's incredible to have cultivated a friendship with this man. He's so brilliant. Sorry, get some water. He's so brilliant and wonderful, and he cares so deeply about people's health. And then Jerry called me, and everything changed. And just as I'm finding out about Dr. McCord's second Nerf2 activator and making plans and building things and doing things, Jerry calls me and said, there's even a better one, and we've got it. So I'm over the moon, because the original reason I left the first company was because I just couldn't promote a product to my veterans that I knew that there was something better out there. And not only was it something better, it was Dr. McCord and Pathways Bioscience and the peer-reviewed process and science. And it's sorry, I got lost. So all during this time, from 2012, and then especially from 2018. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. Get it back up. So we thought we were going to launch. Actives thought they were going to launch with genomics. We were all hoping. But no, instead, butyric acid, Link. And I was like, okay, this has got to be a great product. Let's start. And if you guys can imagine, 21 years at that point, 20 years at that point, I was taking 6 acetaminophen, a day. I literally burned a hole in my stomach. My stomach started to hurt so bad that it was like my broken neck and my broken back. And I just categorized, okay, I'm always going to have stomach pain. It depressed me. And I was really sad. And within a month of taking Link, I didn't have to take Prilosec anymore. Prilosec's an antacid, or it turns off your pumps or whatever, because I always had heartburn and I always had too much stomach acid. And Link makes my stomach not hurt anymore, and it makes me digest my food, and I love it. I love it. I love Link so much. And I know scientifically our products work better with Link because it's absorbed better because there's healthy butyric acid in there. So I'm always sure to take everything at once. So then I'm in actives. We launch with Link. We can still get genomics through the grapevine, whatever I'm trying to say. And Jerry and I go out to Utah. We're invited by the company. They were so generous and amazing, and it was an amazing trip. I'll never ever forget it. And I know you guys have heard this story before, but we're in this huge boardroom, and one of the walls is an aquarium, and there's sharks, and there's divers, and there's fish. I have really bad ADD. I'm trying my best to listen about low-grade inflammation and Siloc-Dex-Key and tetrahydrocurcumin, and it's all going over my head. And at this point, we're calling it product X. So they give us some, and at that time, I'm gobbling untold amounts of I mean, over my life, I take a lot of pills. So I took three. I took three Optimin because I was confident that three when, three is okay. I had to leave a half hour later. It was actually 33 and a half minutes because that's how long it takes to get to my time that it's always the same. I had to leave because I was so overcome with emotion. Because that was the first time I that was the first time I didn't feel the pain that I have felt my whole life. And it was just one of those moments I'll never forget. And I knew from that moment that I'd be able to give up the rest of the opiates and all the benzo. I knew that I'd be able to get off all the pharmaceuticals. And I'm really proud to say now that I am a year and 6 months free of every single pharmaceutical, from antidepressants to every single thing I took. I just have the trifecta and CBD in my cupboard. That's all I have. So these products have changed my life and given me so much. And so the last thing I'm going to talk about is actives. And we all know how wonderful corporate is. These people are the warmest. And when Jerry and I were out there, it's like, oh, we're family. I never met you. I never was in person before with you, but oh, we're family. And the warmth, it's just incredible. And so when Jerry and I launched in 2018, I talked to everybody. I became an A6. That big chunk of money helped us move. It helped us move to a new place right before COVID. 2 months before a 500-year flood wiped out a big part of our town, and it would have gotten us. It would have demolished our basement. I know that's just coincidence, but the money I was able to make, it helped us move and whatnot. A huge part of it. And something that happened a few years after the accident, my doctor thinks I weakened my tooth enamel. And I was having these nightmares and night terrors, and I would grind my teeth. I would wake up every morning with just crumbles. It felt like dirt in my mouth. And my teeth were just disintegrating. And that put me into a really deep depression. I just programmed myself not to smile anymore. It was horrible because I love to smile. So the money I make now from actives has allowed me to get implants of teeth. And what that's done for my self-confidence and my smile and my nutrition is there's not enough thanks. And during the last few months, I was suffering with a really bad bout of depression. So I just wanted to say, the meetings I would make, I would sleep all day, or I would just be depressed all day. But I would look forward to our Zooms, and I'd see all your faces, and it was really great. So I'm back now. I'm feeling a lot better, and I hope everyone else is too. Keep taking your trifecta, because lowering your inflammation through the NRF2 mechanism, as well as the tetrahydrocurcumin, and then making it all work better with Link is just going to keep us all healthy during these cellular onslaughts of stress that we're all surrounded by. So I love you. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Aaron. That was absolutely incredible. And I don't know what I would do if I couldn't see you smile, because your smile on our corporate calls and on our Tuesday night calls is one of the reasons why we keep going, to know that we've had such a positive impact on people's such as you. So thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution to the company. Thank you for all you do for our veterans and all you do for actives. We just love you, Aaron, and we're so glad that you're with our company. So, okay, well, time for the fun part. So we are going to give away reward points, and we're going to do something a little bit different. Well, we've done this before, but we're going to do it again. Since we are at the beginning of October, anyone that has a birthday in October, we're going to give reward points to. So if your birthday is in the month of October, put your name down in the chat, and we'll give you 60 reward points. So, and I'm just going to stay on the line a little bit longer and let people respond. Do we not have any October birthdays?
So we got Vita. Wow, a lot of
All
people.
right. Okay, there we go. Here they come. Perfect. Okay, Griselda and Nan. Perfect. Okay, Vita. Awesome. Well, that is all that we have for tonight. So thank you, Aaron, for being on. Thank you, Jerry, for hosting the call. You guys are both incredible. We're so happy that you are with us. And it looks like we have a few more birthdays coming in. And yes, Aaron, I don't know if you saw David's comment, but I just want to let you read it before we jump off. He said, well done, Aaron. You represent all that is great about actives, and I have to agree with that. So thank you all for joining tonight. Just a reminder that we have our corporate update call tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So jump on, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Aaron.
Bye.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Aaron. Have a good one, everyone.
That was incredible.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you, guys.
Great, Aaron.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone. That was
everybody.
excellent.
Good night.
Excellent testimony. God bless all of you.
Thank you, guys. Good night.